Okay, let's go on to the next command, which is apt-get. So apt-get command. To install software from Debian distribution repositories like Ubuntu, apt advanced package tool is a command line tool that is used for easy interaction with a DPKG packaging system, and it is the most efficient and preferred way of managing software from the command line for Debian and Debian based Linux distributions like Ubuntu. Okay, so or get. I usually do use the get. I sometimes without the get. Apt help. There you go. Apt is a command line package manager and provides commands for searching and managing as well as querying information about packages. It provides the same functionality as the specialized apt tools like apt-get and apt-cache, but enables options more suitable for interactive use by default. Very useful. You can check that out for yourself. Okay, the options. Alright, let's see. Sudo apt-get install Fortnite. If it was only that simple. Oh well. Gedit is the GUI text editor, which I normally use. Very useful. It's like Notepad on Windows. So, update. You want to update your repositories or your Windows, if you want to update your Linux software. Currently installed software, update with the latest software updates for those softwares, or you can upgrade your currently installed software to newer versions. You can also do a distribution Linux distribution upgrade, and full upgrade and distribution upgrade is more or less the same. Okay. Auto clean, clean, fix broken, F install, fix broken or fix missing, update, fix missing. What did I leave out? I can also set up get install Pac-Man, Fortnite, Quake, Call of Duty. If you could only install these, which you can't, as far as I know, on Linux, but that's one program, but that's how you can install multiple programs at the same time. Okay, for example, Nano, if it wasn't installed, get it, Pac-Man, and so on. Okay, so you can run those commands, go through them, and see what they do, read up on the ones I just showed you, like auto clean and clean, and those are the ones I can cover in more detail in an advanced course. Okay, one that I did miss out, skip, is sudo apt-get auto remove. If the Linux system thinks that there's packages that are not required anymore, the auto remove on the system, the auto remove command or extension will remove them. In this case, there's probably nothing to remove, but you would normally be able to see which, if there's any to be removed, by running the sudo apt-get update command. Okay. Next command, ifconfig. Interface configuration is used to view and change the configuration of the network interfaces like ETH0, L0 and VLAN, LO and WLAN 0 on your system. So, for example, you can also display details about all your active network interfaces as well as the assigned IP addresses of any servers. But let me show you example. Ifconfig, if I spelled that right, ifconfig. Let's see, NetTools. Maybe I should just install this. Okay, let's see if it works now. Yep, there you go. I had to install it. It wasn't installed for some reason, probably because this is Kali Linux Lite. Okay, ifconfig A, ifconfig-A, same, it displays both the active and inactive network interfaces. So, just ifconfig on its own displays details about all your active network interfaces as well as assigned IP addresses of any servers, as you can see there. Okay. Now, A, it's the same as just ifconfig on its own, but it displays both the active and inactive network interfaces. Okay, whereas just ifconfig is just the active network interfaces. So just active network interfaces, and that one, go back. Just displays active network interfaces, and this one displays active and inactive network interfaces. What is ifconfig? Configure a network interface. Ifconfig help. Okay, as you can see, most of the time actually, if you're new to Linux, you can just type in the command with help and it gives you all these options. If you can't come right with all these options, you can always use Google to find out more about Linux command like this one, ifconfig, and take it from there. apart from obviously taking online courses. But you can also take the initiative and go online on Google and do some research. All the information is on the internet, and learn that way too, in addition to taking a good online course. Okay. So let's see. If I only want to check the details of one network device, let's go for the Eth0, and there you go. If I want to enable or disable a specific network device, let me do this. Then I could do that. So it takes the Eth0 network adapter down. So if we check it now, you can also see this pop-up that just came up. So let's see, Eth0 compared to this one. You can see there's no IP address. There it's got an IP address because it's down here. It obviously doesn't have any IP address, just the network, card address or the device address. Okay. Let's put it back up. Up. There we go. Connection established. You are now connected to wired connection 1. So there we go. Back up. Okay. Another way of enabling network interface is by using the if up and if down. So instead of if config, if down. Let's just check if up. Why is it doing that? Let's check here, if up. Okay. If down. Cool. For some reason it's not seeing this. Not too sure why. Okay, but supposedly this network interface is now down. Local host, I think it is now down. And let's put it back up. Okay, actually let's do it this way. If down. Okay. There, it's only showing the one that's up via the ifconfig command, because I've just disabled the localhost network adapter. Okay, so back up. There you so that's how you can control network interfaces on your Linux operating system. Remember that one only displays all the enabled ones, and without the option A, and with option A it displays both enabled and disabled. So let's test that quick. Only displays enabled, displays both, displays both, only displays enabled. So now I'm going to up again, and should now display both. Okay, next command. Which is tar compression. Okay, tar is an archiving utility. It takes a set of files and creates one file from the set of files. A lot of administrators use it for tape archives, which is used by a large number of Linux, Unix system administrators to deal with tape drives backups. The tar command is used to rip a collection of files and directories into highly compressed archive files, commonly called tarball or tar, or gzip and bzip in Linux. To compress one or more files into one tar file is pretty much the primary function of tar. Okay, so let's go through some options here. So this is tar, help, all the options. You can do this on your own PC. A lot of options. So tar saves many files together into a single tape or disk archive and can restore individual files from the archive or everything. In other words, extract the entire archive. Okay. So some examples. So tar option C and F takes file foo and file bar and puts them together into an archive, which is called archive.tar. This command takes that archived file, as you can see, and lists all the contents of the archive. If you want to extract the archive again, which is the opposite of creating the archive, to get all the files out, it's similar to unzip or gzip on Windows. You use xf, extract all files from archive.tar. Okay, so let's look at one or two examples. So let's see, let's go to, okay, we're already there, and we can use those two files. Okay. Okay, so let's see, tar cf new tar archive. I don't think I need to add, yes, I need to add the tar extension, and then I list the two files I want to archive together. Okay, so now we can see that extra archived file. So if we do cat, this should work. Let's check. There you go. Outputs the cat version of the contents of this archived tar file. Okay. So the C option is used to create a new archive file, while the F option is used to specify the archive file to use. And actually the .tar extension is optional, so this extension here is actually optional, so I can create another archive too. Okay, so this C indicates that I want to create a new archive, and this F indicates that I want to use this as the file that will be created. That will be the archived file that contains these two files. And as far as I understand, usually the tar, not 100% sure, you can check that for yourself, but tar automatically compresses multiple files together into a compressed archived file. But we can check that just now. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, we have that archive that we just created, but Linux does not see it as a tar file because it doesn't have the .tar extension. You might have to give it a .tar extension if you wanted to use the tar to extract this. We can test that actually. So let's test that quick. Tar xf extract the contents of this file. So the X is for extract and F is this file. Okay. And because I did not indicate which location, it probably extracted. Where did it extract? Let's see. Let's see where it extracted. Probably not. What did it extract it here? Not too sure. Okay. Touch test. Okay. Let's do that command again. Tar, and then X for extracted, F which file you want to extract, it's this file, and then C indicates where to, and this is where to, extracted folder. Now this is not right, because that will probably see it as the root directory. So if I take that away, it will now see it as within this current folder location where we're at. Otherwise, if you want to use that method, you would do touch test that. So that should work. I'm not 100% sure if this will work. We can test it. Yep, seems like it worked. Let's test, extract it. Yeah, there you go. So we compressed these two, or took these two files and created an archive of them called this, and then we successfully extracted that archive containing these two files, extracted them to that extracted directory. So if we go there, cd extracted, there they are, and you can see the contents. There you go. Okay, now let's test if that command also works on a file. First let's go back to and remove all. Okay, done. Clear. See if we can, yeah, so still do the same. X for extraction, F for which file, this file, C for location, where, this location. Let's do it this time. Touch, test. Okay, still the same location, just different way of displaying it or writing it. Okay, this time we're not using the .tar extension, so let's see if this works. It should. Okay, cd extracted, remember we just deleted it, there we go, cat another file.txt, there we go. So the .tar command, as I said earlier, is optional. Okay, so that's it for the tar archiving utility command. You can play around with that. Lots of options, as you can see, and of course I can cover that in a more advanced course. Next command is grep. Search for patterns in each file. Okay, patterns can contain multiple patterns separated by new lines. So it's a very useful tool, very much used. What is grep? Print lines that match patterns. Okay. Short description quickly that I can elaborate on the use of grep is the grep is actually an acronym for Global Regular Expression Print. Okay. It processes text line by line and prints any lines which match a specified pattern. Used to search text or searches the given file for lines containing a match to the given strings or words. So, for example, if we want to, let's see, do I have Python installed? Yep. Okay. Quit. Quit. Okay. Cool. I've got Python installed. So let's check. Use grep to check the version of or the versions, all the different versions of Python installed. If you have more than one version installed, or if you're not sure if you have, you can use the grep command to check whether you have more than one version of Python or a specific program installed, and what different versions. So let's check quickly. dpkg and grep ipython. Okay, grep ipython. Okay, so dpkg-l lists installed Debian packages on your system. The pipe symbol means it's piping the results from dpkg-l and then sending them to grep, and then grep uses the commands that you wrote, or the options that you wrote after grep, to filter on the data that it's got from dpkg-l. Okay, so in this case it will filter that data for everything with Python in it, and again in this case I is to ignore case, so it ignores uppercase or lowercase, doesn't matter. Okay, there we go. So again, let's clear this quick. So dpkg lists all installed .debian packages if it's a Debian system. In this case, it's a Debian system, and the pipe command, the pipe symbol means send the results from dpkg -l, send the results from that. This is what pipe does, send the results to grep, and then grep uses or goes through the results and searches for anything with Python in it. So the Debian packages that are related to Python. Okay, so that would be Python, as you can see, all sorts of different Python related programs. Let's see what it will do for Pacman. Remember, it's just the one that I installed. Okay, and PHP, nothing, no PHP installed. So if I write PHP, command not found. Okay, get it, haven't installed it yet, nothing. If I write nano, which you know is installed, we've been using it, there you go. Okay, cool. Next. Okay, so that's the grep command, very useful. It's very much used by Linux systems administrators and other related type Linux roles. Okay, so it's grep. Okay, with all the different options, which can be covered in a more advanced course. Okay. Now, almost done. Next command is netstat. Netstat. Okay, again, lots of options. Okay, what is netstat? Print network connections, routing tables, interface statistics, masquerade connections. Okay, so It's a tool for monitoring network connections, both incoming and outgoing, as well as viewing routing tables, interface statistics, etc. One method that we can use it is to listen to all the listening ports of TCP and UDP connections. So we can do that via netstat option A pipe. What are we going to do, less or more? Let's do more for now. There you go. Active internet connections. So this is listening to the listening ports of TCP and UDP connections. Okay, let's do less quickly. There you go. Just remember, with less you have more control. With more you can only go down. Okay, and as you know, this is an introduction to basic Linux bash terminal commands. There's obviously a lot more to learn about Linux. This is just the basic introduction to basic commands, common commands on the Linux terminal. And yes, therefore, if you would like introduction to Linux course, you're welcome to let me know. Okay, so netstat. We've done the option A. So if you want to do a listing of all listening connections, you use option L. There we go. And if you want to do display the statistics by protocol, you want to do an option S. Okay. So netstat help. Which ones have we covered? We've covered A, L, and S options. So A, all, display all sockets, default connected. L, listening, display listening, server sockets, and S, display network statistics. Okay, so a very useful command for monitoring network connections, both incoming and outgoing. What is netstat? Okay. What is sh? What is bash? Sh bash. Okay. So, how do you run multiple Linux commands? Oh, by the way, this is the last command I'm covering for this introduction course. So I'll just briefly cover this. How do you run or execute multiple Linux commands at the same time or at once, apart from the semicolon method that I showed earlier, but that was from the command line. You can also, let's quickly create let's see. The executable file. So let's go into it and let's write it. Let's do this. Okay. And okay. So once that has been executed, then we semicolon, then only we execute the following command, and 456 456, and then after that one has been done, then we do 789 789. Okay, done. So let's see what sh does. So what is sh? Command interpreter. So an executable does it do anything? Does it do anything? Let's see. Cat. Okay, that's cat. It's a non-executable file too. Okay, cat. Let's see if it did that. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay, so now we know what happens here. Okay, so why does it only contain that? Because of the semicolon I have in here, what happened was it took this command, and what this command does, this line does, is it echoes this to this file. Okay, and once it's done that, then the semicolon says, okay, do this. And what this does is it overwrites this line, the echo, it overwrites the contents of the file. So it does exactly what the previous one did, and it wrote that to the file, and when it got to the semicolon it said okay, next command, and it wrote that, it wrote this to the file, and it overwrote the previous contents. That's why we only have that. So what sh does is it executes this file. It's similar to that which I showed previously. Let's check. Is it because I'm not using sudo? Is it it's because I changed something in the file. Echo okay. Yeah, that's why. It was because I did something wrong in the file. That's why it didn't execute. So that this not found is actually incorrect. Okay, it does refer to this, which was incorrect. So, okay. Let's do this. Now it should work. Yeah. So, SH and SH without that. And that is the same as that. Or mostly the same. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay? Alright. Let's see what bash does. And cat of the result file that was written to just now. There you go. So if I change that to contain that, and I do the bash, and I do the cat, there you go. Okay. These are commands that you can check out in more detail yourself, and again I can cover them in more detail in a more advanced course, but you get the idea. They are similar to running that executable file like that. Okay, and remember how to make a file an executable via chmod change mode plus x, add that attribute to whatever file. Okay, now that whatever file is executable, and if you want to remove the attribute, it's a minus. Okay, whatever file. Okay, so that's the end of the lesson. Yep, hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned quite a lot, I hope you found it useful and valuable, and yes, let me know in the feedback what you thought of the course, and I'll use that to improve in my next courses. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.